What's going on, everyone, and welcome to Movie Emporium's TV review of the new Hulu original series, Marvel's M.O.D.O.K. Now, before we begin, if you like this channel, awesome, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium, hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. If you like this video, awesome, hit that like button, as well as comment below any video to watch, including this one. So here we are, we have the show M.O.D.O.K. The M.O.D.O.K, of course, is a supervillain in the Marvel Universe. The acronym, of course, stands for multiple or mechanism or mind organisms designed only for killing. Great name, one of the great names in the Marvel supervillain universe. And like I said, he's a supervillain. He's an individual that is, in this show, considered a supervillain fail. He completely falls apart in the very first episode of the series. And in essence, it follows kind of his trajectory and trying to raise his status and how the other supervillains look at him. But it throws another wrench into the mix. He actually has a family in this show, which of course we have the wife, who is a standard looking woman, but she has a very interesting past. They have a daughter who actually looks a lot like M.O.D.O.K, has the flying suit, has, the weird arms and legs. And then we have Lou, who is the young son, who's not very smart, but he's the weird, outgoing, likes magic type of kid that is just that very strange kind of robot chicken style kid in his own rights. And so this show takes M.O.D.O.K, throws him into a family dynamic drama about divorce, and also gives us some of the strangest, some of the weirdest, but some of the funniest characters in the Marvel Universe, some of the most oddball supervillains, some of the most strange storylines, and is a story about a supervillain who's trying to recreate himself while taking over the world, while dealing with family drama, while dealing with all kinds of obstacles. That is very similar in its essence to Harley Quinn, the DC animated show, which is one of my favorite animated shows of all time. This is that version. This is Marvel's version of the Harley Quinn show, but I think Harley Quinn's a little bit more ingenious in a lot of ways, and it's willing to go there, which doesn't mean M.O.D.O.K doesn't go there. But basically, this show is something that is created by the Robot Chicken guys, Seth Green, Matthew Cendrick. It's also produced by and is created by Jordan Bloom, and it's a show that very much feels like if the Robot Chicken guys took their 10-15 minute interstitials that they do, where they take the claymation or the toys that they always make move and act and stuff like that, and they made it into a TV series. But in essence, the TV series, these characters feel like they're computer generated, but they also feel like they are toys. They feel like they're being, having people moving around puppets and stuff like that with like CG face movements and whatnot. And I was really excited by this show, to be fairly honest. The first time I saw the commercial or the trailer for it, I'm like, this is really funny and really hilarious. And, you have Patton Oswalt, of course, who's doing the voice of course, M.O.D.O.K. And it's a show that I just really felt kind of excited for. I was really excited to see this, and I appreciate Hulu for allowing me to see this early. And with that said, I don't want to give away any spoilers, but this show is pretty incredible for what it's trying to do. Is it perfect? No, but it is very, very funny. I think Patton Oswalt as M.O.D.O.K is on point. There's so many people in this show that are very talented, that are very famous, including, John Hamm, Bill Hader, Wendi, McLendon-Covey, Melissa Fumero. There's Ben Schwartz. There's all these famous people in the show. Whoopi Goldberg's in the show as a talent, and this show is just filled with so much energy and so much fun and so much weirdness and craziness and zaniness that you just kind of laugh at how strange it really is. This is a very strange show because not only is it introducing us to a character that not only has a family but is a failure, but it also introduces us to this open world of Marvel supervillains, which a lot of them I've never heard of before. There's so many villains in this show that I've never heard of before, didn't know anything about, because I'm just not that engrossed into the Marvel universe, as that's not like the cinematic universe. But this show does what James Gunn, for instance, did with Guardians of the Galaxy. It brings characters to the forefront that either are not very popular or not well known, and just breathes new life to them, gives a lot of fun to them, makes them very entertaining, as goofy as a lot of these characters are. It's just a very fun fun, very energetic, very just lighthearted show that sometimes goes very, very dark with its violence and language and, you know, character dynamics and stuff like that. There are some really dark moments, especially when it comes to the family dynamic, that you don't think about when you watch a show by the creators of Robot Chicken. They don't do this kind of stuff because they're known for doing like what we imagine in our head as kids is playing with toys. It's very similar to like that claymation wrestling show that they used to do with like the celebrity deathmatch and stuff like that, where it takes just the idea of just like having our vision of our fantasy world and kind of turning on its head and having fun and enjoying and stuff like that. And I really appreciate that. I had no trouble understanding the story. I had no problems enjoying it. It's really stupid. It's really dumb, but it has a lot of great writing to it. And like I said, it has all in part to do with the voice cast. You know, you bring in this A-list voice cast, and it doesn't matter if the story's, you know, subpar or whatnot. But if as long as they're in there and they're having fun and enjoying what they're doing, and as long as the story is well written, you just go for the road with it. But if there is any negative about M.O.D.O.K as a show, there is too many storylines going on in this. It's like 10, I think it's 10 episode season. There's actually 2 main story arcs, as well as the family dynamic, the family divorce arc that's going on. And I think is trying to shove too much into the first season. That's only like 23 minutes per episode. So with that said, you know, they could have actually taken one of the story arcs out and put it into the second season, because the way the story arc plays out, it really kind of starts falling apart and actually kind of ends abruptly to be brought in later on to kind of try to justify the logic of the next season. And then there's this other storyline which I think actually could have worked better as a main running storyline, but once again they drop it and then they bring it back later, which is a kind of story writing problem where they feel like they have to introduce a lot of stuff at once and kind of, you know, they're compacting it too much. And that is a major issue, but it doesn't hamper for the fact that it's still a fun show, it's still an energetic show, and it's still a funny show. And so with that said, it's something I can highly recommend. Like I said, the animation's enjoyable. When you see your favorite superhero, it's really funny how they are portrayed and acted. It's very much in the style of Robot Chicken, where this stuff is just outlandish, like the aluminum falcon. If you think about that joke, that's kind of what this show is. It's very much a over-the-top, silly, zany, has some really crazy stuff, and introduces us to supervillains that, like I said, you may not have ever heard before, like I haven't. So, but that's my take on this show, M.O.D.O.K. Like I said, it's very much a show that is very similar to Harley Quinn, but it still tries to do its own thing. So if you like Harley Quinn, definitely give this a check out. If you want to see something over the top, if you like Robot Chicken, give this a check out. Like I said, it may not be for everyone because it is super violent and it has a lot of language. So, but that's it. That's gonna be my take on Marvel's M.O.D.O.K. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you know about M.O.D.O.K. Do you have any interest in watching the show? Do you like that villain as a character? Is there something you're really excited to see about the show? All that good stuff. But let me know in the comments below. But otherwise, if you like what you see on this channel, hit the subscribe button to join Movie Emporium. Hit that notification bell at the top to find what's coming next. If you like this video, awesome. Hit that like button. And as always, we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.